My name is Sarah Forest, and today we're coming at you live on a book review of The Voyage of the Frog. Now, Fred here will talk to you about this book.
Well, this book, people die. One day, David got a call from his uncle, a heartbreaking call, telling him that he has cancer.
We all have sorrow.
So David rushed to the hospital, and his uncle told him that he was going to be cremated in 2 weeks, because that's all he has left to live.
Lean on me when you're not strong. So, Fred, after this, David's uncle told David that he wants him to take the frog out to the middle of the Pacific Ocean where nothing is in sight to spread his ashes. The frog is the uncle's 22-foot sailboat, and David has to sail out there alone. But on the way, he encounters some problems.
What kind of problems, Sarai?
Why don't you tell them, Fred? Go ahead, Fred.
While out on the open ocean, David faced many problems. One of those problems was when an unexpected storm came through and David had to take down the sails. But while taking down the mainsail, a gust of wind came through and the boom smacked David in the forehead, nearly knocking him out. So David finished taking down the mainsail and huddled in the corner of the cabin and slept for the whole storm. But when he woke up the next morning, there was junk all over the cabin floor, along with about 150 gallons of water. So David spent the next 2 days cleaning up the cabin and draining all the water out. But during those 2 days, there was no wind at all for him to sail.
Are you enjoying your break, Fred? Do you like your brownie? That's cool. Okay, so at midnight one night, David hears this huge sound. He thinks he's finally been found. And then he realizes that it's an oil tanker passing by. And then it's on the verge of hitting him. David didn't have any flares or anything on the boat, so he couldn't signal that he was there. So using his brain...
All right, Pinhead, your time is up. Who you calling Pinhead?
He quickly thinks of turning the rudder really fast so he could move. This only moves him about 5 feet away from the boat as it passes, and the boat is almost flipped by the wake. But David gets out of there okay.
Charlie!
Repair. So, Fred, does this sound like a good book so far? So you would buy it?
Yeah.
That means our infomercial is working. What do you guys think?
Bye.
Now a word from our sponsors. Here's their beautiful commercial. For just 2 pennies a day, you can save this rare endangered species, the William. He has been feeling distress for a long time. Just listen to him as he comes up and he acknowledges the world. That's some serious distress, isn't it? Please, save him. It's not too late. For just 2 pennies a day, you can save this beautiful creature. I know he doesn't seem beautiful right now, but he really is.
We're live. After that commercial, we changed sets, changed our clothes, got haircuts. Man, aren't we amazing? Yeah.
I mean, I just failed that, but go ahead.
Well, shortly after that near miss with the oil tanker, David pulled into a bay with a bunch of whales in it. And after spending the night, he moored from the bay and sailed out. But later to find in that day, he ran up against a rescue ship, and they said that they had given up search on him because they had sent planes out and boats out and no one would find him. But they offered to take him home, and he said no because he didn't want to leave the frog. So they gave him food.
Is that it?
No.
Okay, keep on going.
But, yeah, so he didn't want to leave the frog there. So he decided to finish his trip. But does he finish the trip? Nobody knows, because it's not in the book.
Okay, here's your ukulele, friend. Shut up!
It's actually my ringtone.
Okay. Man, Fred, that was some pretty bad suspense at the end of this book, wasn't it? That's a yes? Cool. Okay, so I would say the theme... Suspense is building. Is... You never fail unless you give up.
It was a great book, Raggy. I really liked the part when he dies.
Take negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2.
Well, after that horrid, ear-deafening moment, I will tell you why the theme is what it is. The theme is you can never truly fail unless you give up. Because Brian ran into many encounters where he wanted to give up, but he never did.
Okay, so the setting of this book would be out on the ocean open, as he says it. But I say open ocean.
It's ocean open.
Shut up!
Yes, Grandma.
Okay, so it would also be in his little town place in the beginning. It never really says what it's called. And the time period would be
Present.
gnarly. Alright, guys. I know you just want to watch this commercial forever. But our infomercial has to come to an end. Right now. After we explain 2 more things.
Yay!
So, the characters are David and his uncle. And David, he is a very ambitious character. He never gives up. And even in the darkest times, he still has hope, and he fights forward. And his uncle, he was very supportive of David. And, sadly, he died.
Of cancer.
Yeah.
Cancer.
Alright, and the other thing we forgot to tell you,
Cancer.
sadly,
Cancer.
is
Cancer.
Gary Paulson wrote the book. Something so simple, we forgot to tell you.
Cancer.
Now, peace out, homies,
Cancer.
and enjoy these bloopers.
Cancer.
Secret.
Chewbacca.
Get
There's a doggy.
You're not strong, and I'll be your friend.
That's going in bloopers. But fumble.
Go ahead, Fred.
While I don't.
Start over. Go ahead, Fred.
While out on the ocean open.
Oh my god.
Shred the gnar.
Holy smart lit. Oh, dropping down, dropping down.
start the video.
Yeah. Please be quiet. The infomercial is filming.
Quiet. Get in your seat.
Yes, Grandma.
I'm not your grandma.
Yes, you are.
Silly boy.
Bobby, where'd my book go?
Oh,
Oh, here it is.
The Voyage of the Fog by Gary Poulton. Buy it.
Yeah,
Just $19.99, and that does include the problems.
that was mean.